Okay, I wasn't going to say anything more about Neil deGrasse Tyson and his social media posts the last few weeks, signaling to the alt-right. Since his acolytes are all up in my comments being like, you need to apologize. I unsubscribed from your YouTube because I didn't like what you said about Neil, but yet I'm still in the comments of your videos days later. And since there's been an update on the situation, let's keep talking about it a little bit. This comment is actually on Sabocat's video. I'm sorry to pilfer it. So she also had the same take on Neil's tweet that I did. And I should clarify, I was already feeling concerned about Neil's posts on Blue Sky over a series of weeks. Again, I'll say we all know that cancel culture is not real because 4 women accused Neil of sexual misconduct back in 2019, and yet he's got to keep his job. He's still a prominent celebrity figure. And if we set aside the fact that he loves to go on Joe Rogan, and that's a red flag unto itself, let's set aside some of his other posts that you could argue had more subtle signaling to the right. Before he made the post of him holding the MAGA hats, or the supposed parody MAGA hats, it was this post that really got my attention. Why in 2025 are you making a post that's like very positive about Rush Limbaugh and Donald Trump giving him the Presidential Medal of Freedom during his first administration? Why are you making it sound like Rush Limbaugh was a man who loved science? What are you doing with that? That to me was the first red flag. Not the first red flag, but you know what I mean. One of the questions in my original video was, who is Neil signaling by showing himself with a MAGA hat and then 3 other hats that look like MAGA hats but have different writing on them? Who do you think he's signaling by doing that? He is a smart man. What do you think he's trying to accomplish? And I got a variety of responses. Somebody said he needs to align himself with this administration so that he can save science. Like I said, y'all are twisting yourselves into all kinds of pretzels to justify his post. But can you tell me, what is Neil doing to save science in the US? What evidence have you seen that he is actively working to stop this administration from cutting scientific research? I haven't seen any. He's made a few tweets. Do you think that this kind of ambiguous post is the way that he is saying, I'm sympathetic to MAGA and I want them to see me as likable and want to work with me, and I will secretly infiltrate them, and once I get inside, I will save science? That's what you think Neil is doing. So that was one explanation I got from Neil's acolytes as to what he was doing. The other explanation I got was like, he's owning MAGA, he's poking fun at them, this is satirical. It's a joke. It's a joke. Angela, you're not getting it. It's a joke. So could you explain to me, what is the joke? People said, read the hats. You're not reading the hats. They're not MAGA hats. Well, one of them was a MAGA hat, and the other one was like, this is just a hat. And the other two, right, like from a distance, they look like MAGA hats. They are not parody hats. They aren't rainbow hats that say Make America Queer Again on them. We all know in 2025 what the symbol of a MAGA hat represents. And just because it's a parody hat, that doesn't actually make it anti-MAGA. In fact, Trump sells parody hats of Make America Great Again. MAGA loves parody merch of their own merch, especially when they think it's really witty and funny. If it's hard to tell where the own is in the parody, is he really trying to own MAGA? I can't post a picture of it here because it'll get taken down, but let me give you an example of a parody garment that works, where the message of the parody is really clear. MAGA loved to wear this shirt for 4 straight years that said, "Let's go, Brandon." And there was a Democrat who made parody merch that said, "Let's fuck Brandon." An obvious parody, obviously hilarious, obviously an own. Not difficult for anybody to suss out. You would not find somebody who was wearing a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt who would buy the parody version and wear it because they knew that it was making fun of them. And the kind of parody hats that Neil was showing in his photo, those are not really a dunk on MAGA because they would wear all of them. And again, that prominent symbol of the red MAGA hat. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when my kids were telling me about FashCon and how there's these white supremacist furries who love to wear this red armband with a white circle, and in the middle of it, there is a paw print. And from a distance, we all know what that red armband with a white circle with a black symbol inside it is supposed to represent. But then they have some plausible deniability because they're like, there's no swastika here. It's just a paw print. You're overreacting. It's just a paw print. And that's exactly what this comment says. His recent posts have been an obvious ramp up with a small amount of plausible deniability. Right, like you can't put swastikas on your shirt and have the legs going counterclockwise instead of clockwise and be like, this symbol is not problematic. No, no, you all don't understand. It doesn't mean what you think it means. So people who are saying that Neil is playing some kind of 3D chess where he's trying to infiltrate, the MAGA regime and defend science from within. Can't be that. And also he's trying to dunk on MAGA. So which is it? Is he trying to dunk on MAGA, or is he trying to be sympathetic because he's going to be like a double agent and he's going to defend science from the inside? Which one is it? Because it can't be both. And I think the fact that I got an equal number of those both completely opposed interpretations shows me that even his followers, even his stans, do not understand what he was doing with that post. Again, we all know what a red MAGA hat symbolizes in 2025 America. So if you are posting it with no context on your socials, and you're not an account that like repeatedly owns the right, makes fun of MAGA, you're not a parody account. In fact, you are a celebrity who repeatedly says that he will not disclose his politics. And let's be real, in the United States, if you say, I don't talk about my politics, I don't want to tell people my political position, that means that you are on the right. Know it will be unpopular to say so you want to keep it to yourself. If you are an account where you say consistently for years, I don't talk about politics, I'm not political, I refuse to tell you who I vote for, I don't endorse candidates publicly, and then you make that post with no context in Trump's 2025 America, you are a man who has built his brand around his own intellectual prowess. You aren't going to anticipate that if you were trying to make a post owning MAGA, that it might be misinterpreted. You're so intelligent, but you cannot understand the ambiguity of your post being a problem, the lack of context being a problem. Because even if it was a parody, even if you thought this was some kind of epic comeback against MAGA, you thought that you were making an incredibly funny joke. Is it worth everybody who can see that from a distance thinking that you're a Yahtzee? Is it worth the ambiguity? And also, why would you not clarify? Why would you then not make any posts after you put your little poll up being like, should we make America great again? Like, why would you then offer no clarification despite multiple news stories saying your fans don't understand your post and are divided on what it means? You just go silent for a few days. Why would you not want to clarify and come out and say, no, you guys, no, I'm not on the side of the Yahtzees. I'm not a fascist. You don't say anything. When you do come back online, you post this. Votes are in from a 48-hour poll. We can surely agree we want to make America great. None of this is clarifying anything, Neil. So again, Neil stands in my comments, who I notice are overwhelmingly men. And when I say, are you not concerned about the sexual misconduct allegations against him in 2019? Was that not a line in the sand for you? They ignore that and they demand that I apologize for my original video. And then when I come back with, again, please tell me who you think he was trying to signal with that post. Who is he wanting to attract to his platform? Who is he trying to speak to? Who is he pandering to? I would posit that it's important to see who is engaging on his posts like this. Whose attention is he getting? Who thinks Neil is speaking to them? Oh, look, it's transphobes, right-wingers who are still fixated on hating on Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, climate change deniers. How's this scientific advocacy going for you, Neil? Folks who say not sure why the 4 words "make America great again" have become so controversial. Endless numbers of comments of people saying the real liars are the Democrats. And more transphobes. No, I will not be apologizing for my original video, and I stand by what I said. I have no problem apologizing if I am in the wrong, but I will also vigorously defend my position when I feel that it is accurate. Neil fans, I know that it does not feel good to see that your favorite celebrity, who you thought was pro-science, is cozying up to a regime, setting scientific research back decades, actively contributing to environmental devastation and climate change, pushing vaccine disinformation. No, that doesn't feel great to see that your favorite celebrity might not be who you thought he was. He might be trying to gain proximity to this regime in order to protect his own wealth and power and whatever else to protect himself. We are watching lots and lots of wealthy, powerful people do that. As I've said, like, your favorite celebrity is probably not a good person. If they're not taking a hard stand against fascism right now, then that tells you everything that you need to know about your favorite celebrity. To me, it feels like Neil wants to just maintain a little bit of plausible deniability for the day when this regime falls. But he's also clearly signaling to MAGA. And clearly, based on the people who are commenting on his posts, MAGA are perfectly fine with claiming him as one of theirs.